Coming up next, how NBA legend Kobe Bryant impacted our local community and what his tragic death means to those who admired him.
I think if anybody is passionate about the game at all, especially in the last 20, 25 years, you were impacted by Kobe.
And local health professionals weigh in on just how concerned you should be about the spread of coronavirus. The Center County Report starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Hunter Kelly.
And I'm Alicia Hercules. Thanks for joining us. We start with breaking news. Today, the U.S. issued an advisory against all travel to China because of the coronavirus. It's now infected almost 10,000 people worldwide. The World Health Organization has declared the outbreak a global emergency. It spread to more than a dozen countries, and more than 200 people have died in China from the virus. What can Central Pennsylvanians expect when it comes to this dangerous outbreak? Reporter Luke Locker talks with experts.
Officially named by the World Health Organization as 2019-NCOV, the dangerous strain of coronavirus that began in Wuhan, China, has spread to more than a dozen countries around the globe, including the U.S. Penn State, with more than 40,000 students at its University Park campus and a large number of Chinese students, is closely monitoring the situation. Dr. Elizabeth McGraw, director of Penn State's Center for Infectious Disease Dynamics, says like many deadly Asian viruses, this one likely started among animals and somehow jumped to humans.
Some of the ones that we've seen in the past that people might be familiar with are SARS and MERS. And SARS was also coming out of bats, and MERS was something that was present in camels.
Once it affects humans, Dr. McGraw says containing the virus can be difficult, but measures are in place to do so.
When we have travelers coming back from other parts of the world where they think they might be infected, they're being checked at the airports, they're being checked when they get off the planes. And then if they do have the virus, then it's about managing their exposure to others. So I think there are a lot of practices to put in place.
Although there are only a few cases in the United States and none in Pennsylvania, officials here say they're ready to control and contain a possible outbreak. Shelley Hafner, Penn State's infectious disease manager, says here in central PA, the common flu is more of a threat than coronavirus.
If you're in Wuhan City, China, yeah, you probably have some deep concerns. But here at Penn State, not as big. So flu vaccine is still available here at UHS as well as in pharmacies in the community. If you haven't had your flu shot, it's not too late. Get it.
In University Park, I'm Luke Locker for the Center County Report.
Experts say while a coronavirus outbreak in Pennsylvania is unlikely, people showing any of the flu-like symptoms should get checked by their doctor.
Today, President Trump's impeachment trial is going.
Bryant's impact.
State High's head basketball coach, Bryant knows he has to keep his players' heads in the game. And this week, that's been a challenge.
If anybody is passionate about the game at all, especially in the last 20, 25 years, you were impacted by Kobe. His skill set, his intensity was really an inspiration to anybody who wanted to play the game.
Many young players, like Cole Freiberg, looked up to Bryant.
You're only as good as the work you put in, and practice, preparation. He made me look forward to it.
Freiberg admires Bryant so much, he even wears a pair of Kobe's signature Nikes. Bryant's teachings went beyond the court for these young men who grew up idolizing the Black Mamba.
Try to be the best, otherwise you're just cheating yourself.
Kobe Bryant's tragic death, along with his daughter Gianna and 7 other people on his helicopter, leaves a gaping hole in the world of sports. Bryant's 20-year career included 5 NBA championships, 2 NBA Finals MVPs, 18 All-Star Game appearances, and 2 Olympic gold medals. Kobe went to school at Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia. His impact on Pennsylvania basketball can be felt from State High to right here at the Bryce Jordan Center for the Nittany Lions.
I have a quote of Kobe's up in our practice facility about dreams and goals.
He was my favorite player, so at first I didn't want to believe it.
Bryant's impact on the game of basketball will continue to have a lasting impact in Pennsylvania and around the world. In State College, I'm Charles Hart for the Center County Report.
In his last appearance in purple and gold, Bryant scored 60 points in a win against the Utah Jazz. His numbers, 8 and 24, were retired by the Laker organization in 2017.
The unemployment rate in Pennsylvania continues to rise. The State Department of Labor and Industry says 4.5% of people in Pennsylvania were out of a job in December, an increase of 0.2% from the previous month. This marks the fourth straight month the unemployment rate has risen. The national rate is 3.5%.
A judge has rejected Jerry Sandusky's request to have his 30 to 60-year molestation sentence reduced. At a hearing this week, the judge said she deliberately constructed the prison term to have an impact on the former Penn State coach, and she noted Sandusky continues to maintain his innocence. He was convicted in 2012 of sexually abusing 10 boys. The state Senate has passed a bill to increase penalties for drivers who have multiple DUI convictions. The bill's sponsor says the new law would end what he calls Pennsylvania's revolving door system for the most serious drunk drivers. Under the bill, penalties would rise for those who have multiple convictions and higher blood alcohol content levels. The bill now goes to the State House for consideration.
Police say they're still searching for two women who stole pizza from a downtown State College restaurant. Pizza Me on Hetzel Street contacted police after one of the suspects allegedly walked behind the employees-only counter, stole a pizza, and took off. Police released these surveillance photos and are now asking the public to help identify the suspects.
Will the Puxatawny Phil see his shadow this weekend? Mike Susko has the 7-day forecast coming up.
Plus, how a new Penn State policy will help employees spend more time with family members. Also coming up, people will be able to belly up to the bar again at a local historic inn if the new owners have their way. We're back after the break.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
We're leaving.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling.
pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
A historic building in Bellefonte is set to reopen later this year. Gamble Mill on Dunlop Street will undergo renovations starting in March after two brothers acquired the property. The building will be turned into a restaurant and pub, along with short-term suites and retail space. Their goal is to make changes to the site while maintaining its historic components. The original building dates back to the 1700s.
Pennsylvania wants to become a more important player in presidential elections. The State House has approved a bill that would move up the PA primary in presidential election years by 5 weeks, starting in 2024. The change would mean holding the election on the third Tuesday in March rather than the usual fourth Tuesday in April. The bill now goes to the House.
Penn State University will now offer paid parental leave for its full-time and benefit-eligible employees. Starting July 1st, staff who have worked for the university for at least 12 months before their child's birth or adoption will be granted 4 weeks of paid leave. Penn State Human Resources says the goal for this benefit is to encourage staff to bond with their newborns or newly adopted child. This benefit will run concurrently with Penn State's Family Medical Leave Act and short-term disability programs.
Began the day with some sunshine, but the clouds have moved in. Live look outside Beaver Stadium right now, and we can see just a cloudy day right now. Temperatures in the 30s. It's 36 outside, but it feels like 31 with that wind chill, and thanks to the winds out of the southeast, they're only around 6 miles per hour right now. Temperatures across the area. Good afternoon, Clearfield. We're at 36 degrees. Altoona, we're at 36 as well. If we head down to Harrisburg, though, we're at 40 degrees. And zooming out across the entire state, we can see pretty much many of us, at least, are in the 30s right now. A couple areas down to the south and east are right now in the 40s. And the radar and satellite showing lots of clouds across Pennsylvania. It is a cloudy Friday, that is for sure, and it's going to stay that way over the next couple of days. Now, over the past week, we've been talking about the chance for a winter storm. The culprit, the storm here circled in this yellow, this storm will be pushing up the coastline over the weekend, but upper level winds are going to push this thing out to the east and over the ocean. Won't even be a problem here. Just some cloudy skies in Pennsylvania. Futurecast showing the clouds will hang tough for the rest of the day today. Off to the west around I-80 and down near Pittsburgh, we could see some snow showers and maybe some rain as well for Johnstown. But then as we progress through the night, those showers will at least dissipate and we will see cloudy skies here in Pennsylvania. And then also for tomorrow afternoon, the clouds will continue pushing to the east. We will see a couple of sunshine, maybe just in time for the sunset tomorrow evening here in State College at least. And then Sunday, unfortunately, the gray skies will return once again. So it will be a cloudy weekend here as well. Today, we were talking temperatures at 42 degrees. It will be cloudy end to January. And then for tonight, temperatures at 28 degrees. We could see some flurries, though. And then for Thursday, or for tomorrow at least, we'll see a high of 41 degrees. But if you look at the 7-day forecast here, we see Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, temperatures will be in the 50s. That, Alicia and Hunter, 15 to 20 degrees above average for this time of year. But unfortunately, it does not come without the chance for some rain showers.
Certainly excited to see it warm up here. Thank you, Mike. Now here's Ryan Lamb with sports.
Penn State will make a special mark at Super Bowl 54 in Miami this weekend. Find out what it is coming up next. Also coming up, back in the rankings, we have highlights and post-game reaction as Penn State men's basketball faced a familiar Big Ten opponent.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hi, I'm Peter. There's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, keep your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
I'm Ryan Lamb with sports. It's the weekend football fans have been waiting for. Super Bowl 54 is this coming Sunday, and it will be a matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. The game has lots of Penn State connections too. 5 former Nittany Lions will suit up for the Super Bowl. Jordan Lucas and Stefan Wisniewski on the Chiefs, and Robbie Gould, Kevin Givens, and Anthony Settle on the Niners. Kickoff is slated for around 6:30 on Sunday night. Penn State men's basketball travels to Nebraska this weekend. They'll play the Huskers tomorrow night. The Nittany Lions beat Indiana Wednesday at the BJC. Reporter Noah Chast has more on the impressive showing from the Lions.
Penn State came into Wednesday night's game 4-4 in Big Ten play. The student section was filled and decked out in stars and stripes for this anticipated matchup. Every player wore a number 24 warm-up shirt, and some players even had Kobe or Gianna written on their shoes. A tribute video to Kobe Bryant was played just before tip-off.
Ready to go.
Both teams struggled offensively to start, shooting under 35% in the first half. Penn State's defense kept them in the game, holding Indiana to under 50 total points and forcing 15 turnovers.
You know, and it was just really about our foundation. That's what Penn State basketball is. We're supposed to defend and rebound. We're supposed to play hard. We're supposed to be jumping to the ball and communicating.
Star forward Lamar Stevens provided some consistency for the Lions with 17 points and 9 rebounds. Stevens got his game going by attacking the rim and drawing the foul. It was a record-setting night for Lamar Stevens, moving third place all-time in the Penn State scoring list and collecting his 800th personal rebound. But it was Curtis Jones and the rest of the Penn State team that helped turn on the offense in the second half to get Penn State the win. Curtis Jones Jr. added 12 points off the bench and provided an offensive spark against his former team. Playing well in his revenge game, he couldn't help but compliment his teammates, including Seth Lundy and Miles Dredd, who hit back-to-back threes to put the game out of reach for Penn State late in the second half.
Oh, it's great. Miles he's resilient. He's going to keep going regardless. So, eventually it's got to come back, and he's coming back now. He's starting to hit shots, and I think it's great for us.
Penn State has now won 3 games in a row and is 15-5 overall. But Coach Pat Chambers believes their best is yet to come.
I still think we can get a lot better. We haven't clicked on all cylinders yet, offensively and defensively, which really, excites me as we move forward here into February.
In University Park, I'm Noah Chast for the Center County Report.
Tomorrow's game at Nebraska tips off at 7. The Lions then stay on the road as they travel to Michigan State for a game on Tuesday. Penn State hockey is back at home this week against Notre Dame. After a rowdy series against Michigan State last weekend, salvaged by Connor McMenamin's overtime goal in Game 2, the Nittany Lions return home to Pagula tonight and tomorrow. Penn State and Notre Dame split the first series earlier this season. Puck drop at 6 p.m. both nights, with tomorrow's game being the Hockey Valley White Rush game of the season. Number 2 Penn State Wrestling is traveling to Iowa City for a huge match tonight against number 1 Iowa. Both teams are undefeated in the Big Ten, and this duo featured 2 key matchups. At 165, number 1 Vincenzo Joseph of Penn State will take on number 2 Alex Marinelli. And at 174, top-ranked Nittany Lion Mark Hall will take on number 2 Michael Kemmerer. And in women's soccer, the U.S. women's national team beat Haiti 4-0 in the CONCACAF Olympic qualification. Kristen Press, Lynn Williams, Lindsey Horan, and Carly Lloyd were the goal scorers. Penn State alum Alyssa Nair started and played the full 90 minutes in goal. The USWNT will play Panama tonight at 8:30. And there are reports out today that Penn State football defensive line coach Sean Spencer is leaving to take that same job with the New York Giants. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Ryan. Coming up next, a unique program at Penn State may get a $2 million boost. We'll tell you what that money would help launch in other parts of Pennsylvania.
taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?